how's it going, Sha?
It's going okay. Well, let me think. Well, other than whatever fresh hell that happens every day, it's everything seems to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
every day there's like a new thing in the news and it's really just it's hard to just be like uh yay, but I guess yay.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, obviously, like, sincerely, like, my thoughts are with several groups of people
Mhm.
right now. Like, there's been a ton of different things over the last couple of weeks that, to our listeners out there, like, we're conscious of those things that are happening. It's just being frank, it's not, stuff that me and Shot necessarily want to talk about while we're trying to have fun and kind of unwind. We know that that stuff is real. If you're going through it, good luck. Sincerely, like, we're rooting for you as a community in those different places. Sincere, like, sadness to hear that there's so many of these things going on. But I try to reserve most of those conversations for, like, real moments with my wife and kids when I have to have them.
Sure.
But I don't necessarily want to bring them to comedy work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try to think that part of our job is to offer a little bit of relief to those things. But
Mhm.
this was the hardest week ever for me to pick articles. Like,
Yeah.
CNN, and, like, I went to the sites.
Mhm.
Yo, they had horrific news in every section. Like,
Oh, yikes.
it was like, we need better gun laws, and I was like, yo, I'm reading the food section. Like, why? How do we get there? Like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's truly how it feels.
yo, and, like, I don't even blame him because, like, I know he felt inspired. Like, it's been a wild, like, month, so, like, I
Yeah.
get it. But man, I was like, yo, I'm really, like, digging in the trenches to try to find, like, non, like, horrific news articles. So I feel you on that. Is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. But we gonna get it done. That's what we do,
Yeah.
Shy.
No,
We
absolutely.
we find happy news. We get out there, we make it happen. My dad just got home actually. He's been gone for 3 weeks.
Okay.
My dad constantly complains about, like, money problems, and I've these 3 weeks have been some of the best 3 weeks of my life in that regard because
Because you didn't have to hear him.
I didn't have to hear him, and now I have a great argument against him. So my dad is, being frank, my dad is a tough dude. Like, I'll give him that. He's like, I've heard the stories from other people
Right.
about my dad's toughness and, like, random stuff that he's done and stuff that I've witnessed as well. Like, I can acknowledge that overall my dad, like, would qualify as tough guy. I get that. It's dope. I know, and I know it's a big part of his brand.
Mhm. His
But
brand.
you know, I also know that, like, from knowing that and from seeing him, like, break other people down, I've also learned that the reason he was able to figure out how to break so many people down is because he knew that every tough guy has, like, a weak spot
Mm.
because he got a weak spot,
Okay.
right? And his weak spot is, like, dental needles. So,
I'm sorry.
like,
It's what now?
dental needles. Like, if you
Okay.
go to, like, my dad, like, yo, you put a gun in my dad's face, he gonna talk shit. He ain't scared. But,
Okay.
like, yo, if you got to give him Novocaine, yo, it's an ordeal. You
Gotcha.
know, it's a whole thing. So, so, so about a month ago, my dad needed a tooth taken out,
Mhm.
and I spent far, far too much of my time, shot, doing research on dentists in New York that'll put you under for a tooth removal
Mhm.
without doing the needle thing. So he wanted someone to give him a face mask of gas,
Right.
knock him out, then
Yeah.
give him the injection of Novocaine so it don't hurt,
Okay.
take the tooth out while he's unconscious,
Mhm.
and then wake him up. And every dentist I spoke to said, hey, we can offer that, but it's for, like, extreme things. What your dad needs is, like, minor. So, like, we'll numb it, but we ain't putting them under for that shit. It's like
Right.
ridiculous. So my pops flew to DR where money talks. And he
Uh-huh.
said, yo, somebody out here is going to knock me out and do this. And he said, hell yeah, we will. We'll take all of those dollars, successful American, Dominican. And my man, yo, he came
Wow.
back different, shot. Like, he's been avoiding tooth and, like, dental related shit for, like, 20 like years. He's back,
Right.
fresh teeth. My man looked younger. He looked different. He got it all done because they knocked him out. They said, yo, while you here, we could do all this other shit. He said, hell yeah, you knocking me out? Go crazy, you know?
Wow.
So he back 3 weeks later. He acting different. He like, yeah, I miss flossing. I've been flossing now for a few weeks. It's crazy. I got new teeth. I don't know if you've seen me shine this way before.
Uh-huh.
It's
Uh-huh.
crazy. He's smiling in every conversation just for shits and giggles now. He's like, yo, look at these, baby. My pops is back. Like,
Okay.
I legit think he could pull like 20-year-olds right now. Like,
Oh,
if he was single, it was over.
wow.
So
Well,
yeah, he
now
got new energy.
well, I'll tell you, I mean, most old men think they can pull 20-year-olds, first of all. They always do. But to know, like, yeah, no, I definitely not just 20-year-olds. Because when you say 20-year-olds, you're also including up to 29. But when you have the kind of confidence it sounds like your father just recently acquired, now we're talking like 22, 23.
Yeah.
A dangerous amount, you know, of years between him and and a person.
Yo, he
Um,
legit think he came back in his prime, shot. Yo, I was like, yo, you a little too much right now, Pop.
okay, so are you then just going to give him shit about not being able to take a needle?
Always, every day for the rest of his life. I've been calling him soft from a distance. I only do that on the phone though. I don't want to actually like get him angry at me.
Sure, sure.
Where he can
Can he
hurt me.
take any other shots, or is it just to the mouth?
It's just the mouth one. Like, I've
Okay.
seen him do the other needles. He's fine. Like,
Mhm.
he gets blood work done.
Right.
But some about like the needle to his mouth. He doesn't like dental procedures. That like fucks with him.
Gotcha, gotcha. How do you feel about him?
I'm cool with it. Like, I don't go to the dentist often though.
Right.
Like, but that's not a fear thing. That's an insurance thing.
Yes, sure.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, the second, like, nobody needs to make SAG-AFTRA more than I do. Like, my teeth need them. Like, for real, I know. My teeth are like 85 years old in terms of like life expectancy to,
Right, to
like
make
what
it
they should
yes.
be. But yeah, when I get SAG-AFTRA, that's what that's. I'm going ham on dental use. But
Um, yeah,
no fear.
my teeth are in terrible shape, which is wild because, my parents spent a lot of money on them, and I also did, but then I, ran out of money, and my mouth also my mouth, did a thing, and then I was just like, "Oh, well, I can't afford to fix that." My mouth just every once in a while just throws another tooth out like, "Hey, you still out there? You lost another one." Wild about all of that is that my mother was a dental assistant when I was a kid.
Okay.
So all the little scrapey tools, like the little hooks and things to like scrape at your gum line and the medieval looking kind of devices that they use.
Yeah.
We had in the house.
Oh, okay. You had the plug to all that.
Yeah, I guess if you want to call it the plug. It really I mean, so what it meant was that I wasn't scared. My mother did that to us, and I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't thrilled, but I wasn't scared. Um, yeah. So she was scraping at our gum lines. We had this is old school. The little fluoride tablets that you used to chew. You'd have to chew, and then they would be pink.
Okay.
They were light pink when you chew them, and then as you chew, the pink would turn dark around your teeth where there's plaque.
Oh.
Yeah. This is
Okay.
some 70s technology so that you can see, oh, okay, here's where your problem areas are.
Okay.
And the fluoride would stick to it, and then you'd have to scrape it off or brush it off or whatever. Yeah, I mean, like I had that in the house, and you'd never know that I grew up with that kind of thing with how terrible my teeth are. Um, but I absolutely have no problem with Novocaine. Um, and I or gas. Gas is fun. The only time that I've gotten gas, I think, was for, wisdom teeth,
Yeah.
and I was just like, it was the same thing, it was gas, and, my dad was like, "Take them all out." Fucking what are we doing here? I don't
You
feel
gonna
like
do
going
it or
back to
do it?
this. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just rip them all out. Um, but yeah, that's kind of why. I mean, it's not to poke fun at your dad, I will leave that to you. But, yeah, I know mouth stuff is very traumatic. It is a little too close to the brain or the nose if you really think about it.
Yeah, and I know that's part of it. Like he's a conspiracy nut in a lot of ways.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's like, I don't want people putting shit in me. I don't want people tracking me. I feel like they're gonna find me.
Okay,
I
they're
don't know
not
shit
tr
about computers, and I
they
feel like
really
that's how it
can't track
starts.
they really can't track him now because he changed all his teeth. What about his dental records? This man is untraceable now. And he got it done in the DR? Man,
Hell
is that
yeah.
even your father? Check his fingertips. Make sure there is still print.
Oh man, I would love that. That'd be freaking dope. Like that would be the
To have
only
a
time I'd be
phantom as a
happy.
father would be dope.
Hell yeah, I would be impressed. Like yo, listen, wherever he is, just send him a message. I'm impressed he pulled it off. Fake
Oh my
pops, welcome to
goodness.
the family. You know.
Fake pops. Oh yeah, sure. Because you're yeah. All right. Oh, I was thinking fake pops, like your real dad will just disappear, and then your mother will just find it a reasonable facsimile. Just
Either
like
way,
you'll do. You're about the same
yeah.
height.
I love the idea, but yeah, I was surprised that like because he always he complains about money a lot,
Mhm.
even though I know he's done well. Like, but I
Right.
get like his reasoning. He doesn't want money for him. He wants money for power. He still has aspirations of one day overthrowing the government.
Right. Yes. Right. 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 Because he wanted that for you.
Yeah. And then B, like if that doesn't work out, he wouldn't mind leaving me and my siblings a decent amount of money.
Right.
So that we're successful and super, super unlikely, but maybe we decide to overthrow the government on our own.
Right. Right.
Those are his dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like I've seen him penny pinch on like very reasonable things to do and
Right.
purchase. And yet I just saw him like say, nah, this 3-week expedition to DR is required for my teeth right now. I'm
Did
like,
your
that's
mother
not the
go
same
with
dude.
him?
No, not he, because he was. This ain't about partying, okay? I'm not trying to chill. He
Oh.
stayed at my in laws though. Like he stayed with my mom's sisters. So
Okay.
like he was with family. He was like, yo, like I ain't trying to spend money out here. He's like, I didn't want a hotel. My man
Right.
took
This is all business.
this is business. He's like, I'm not here to chill. I'm not. I'm not. He ain't. He visited one of his sisters. He ain't visit nobody out there. He's like, I'm here to do something. Uh, my mom. My mom called me up pissed off last week because she was like, you know, your dad took public transportation in DR. I didn't even know there was public transportation in DR because nobody takes that shit. It's wild dangerous. Your dad called me to tell me that he took a bus that took him across 3 cities for the equivalent of 75 American cents. And he was so proud of himself that he saved the Uber money and took this. Like he like talk to your father. He's being crazy over there. I
Talk
call.
to your father. He's being crazy over there. Look, if you this these are the kind of financial decisions that I'm going to want out of a man who's going to overthrow the government.
That's fair. Like he gets the most out of his dollar. I got to give him that. I
Right.
won't always agree with what he chooses to spend it on,
Mhm.
but he saves the money to do so. Whatever he decided to get is going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like low
Also,
key, he's the
uh-huh.
most disciplined person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because he's disciplined enough to be like, "Nope, I'm going to a place and paying them money to get what I need in the way that I need it."
Straight up.
Because plenty of people would be like, "Well, I mean, I guess if that's the only way, then I'll just sit through it and do a thing that I truly do not like,
Nah.
that scares me in order to get this done." He was like, "Nah, no,
We
I'm
flying out,
paying
baby.
75 cents for a crosstown bus."
Yo, I called him up. He was so excited to tell me about the bus. He's like, Gastor. He's like, I paid the dude. And he's like, there wasn't even like a machine. He's like, I just put it in like a can. And that was the fare. Everybody, he like, that bus ain't had no rows. He's like, where do I sit? I was like, you just sit back there. You figure it out. And like when one person get up, 16 people got to get up, Gastor, because there's no rows. It's just we all sitting in the back. So
Wow, this sounds like a nightmare.
yo, he loved it. He had a blast. He's like, yo, he told me I could sit in the front seats where like you got leg room, like, but
Uh-huh.
that's only 4 people. And then there's like 16 people in the back, but there's no rows there. So like you just all
Are
like
there seats or are you just sitting on the floor of the bus? That's what I'm trying to understand. There are no rows, but are there chairs or are there just bean bags? Is it like a party bus?
it was like he said it was like a long bench, like four of
Uh-huh.
them, and they went across. So like there
Oh.
was no like
Oh, so you
row.
gotta, like, step over a bench
Yeah,
if there's no one sitting there, but in the meantime, you gotta go and, like, serpentine around.
these benches. So like if you in the back row of the bench and you getting off next stop
Right.
and the people in front of you, like everybody getting off this bus right now. So
Oh,
that was just,
wow.
he was like it was different. He's like, you take for granted that MTA shit, but
At
I
least
will
they
say
put a
this though,
row
it
in
got me
there.
places.
At least they put an aisle. At least
You
there's an
know,
aisle on.
they got no aisles. He's like, those benches go wall to wall in that bus, but they get you places.
How do you let them know that you wanna get off of the bus?
You say
Is
I'm
it
getting
just,
off the
like,
bus.
just
Yo,
gypsy cab style? Just, like, yell out
yo,
the street number or something?
yeah, that was kind of the
Okay.
impression I got. He
Mm.
was like, they had a route and they had pre-announced like major stops, and then you
Mm.
could kind of just like yell if something like pertinent was coming up and you wanted to get off there. Straight up, like I was blown away by the whole process of it, but I don't think I've heard him describe something with more glee in years. Like
Wow, and he's
he
got
was so into the
grandchildren.
budget of it. He's like, yo, this is crazy. He's like, I could get from this town to this town 75 cents gas. So he's like, that shit don't add up. And I was like, I agree, it does not. But
It does
you
not
have to
add up.
admit they cut some corners, so I had to
Yeah,
start to
it sounds
understand
like it sounds like.
they making dollar cabs in Queens sound real luxurious. Uh,
Yeah.
that is hard to do. But yeah, he loved it. He's back home. He got his new pearly whites. So streets be hide your kids, hide your daughters, hide your wives, as they say. The man is back.
Oh, man.
Oh man, let's get into the news, Shy.
Yeah, let's give that a shot.
Americans ramp up credit card usage as high prices continue to bite everybody but my pops, apparently. Americans are continuing to lean on credit cards and loans as consumer credit surged by $38 billion in April amid the highest inflation in 40 years.
Oh,
The latest
jeez.
Federal Reserve data on outstanding consumer credit released on Tuesday comes after March's record increase of 52.4 billion. That figure has since been revised downward, thankfully, to only 47.3 billion, still in the same number.
Only.
Revolving credit, which mostly includes credit card balances, grew at an annualized rate of 19.6% and totaled $1.1 trillion in April, just breaking the pre-pandemic record. Uh, but the record high revolving debt isn't all bad news, said Ted Rosman. Some of this reflects rising consumer spending, which is good for the economy, of course, and also things like population growth and increased credit card usage.
Nah. You know what? I'm done. One thing I'm done with is financial people saying, "Well, I mean, hey, look, people are spending money. That's good news." Nah. No, it's not. It's extremely short-term good news
Mm-hmm.
because it could take people decades to dig out of whatever debt they're whatever situation they're establishing now if they're not careful.
Yeah.
And I don't feel confident in the state of our country right now. So I don't
Yo.
know. I don't know if we're always going to have these opportunities to make money and pay off things. But I do trust that the people that we owe money to are going to do their damnedest to try and get our money, what
Mm-hmm.
little we have. Um, and I know it's crazy out there for credit card companies because they gave me a credit card. And that I don't know if that should happen. Like I've had credit cards before.
Right.
I've also filed bankruptcy twice.
Okay.
Usually because I've had to use said credit cards to for some big thing, like some medical thing or whatever, and then promptly lose my job.
Right.
and, and then I gotta and so I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know how to pay this. So I've done the whole like Catholic I absolve you of all debt version, and I've done the whole all right, you're gonna have to pay us back, every month for 4 years.
Okay.
I've done both versions, and I'm clear. And it's been more than 7 years since I finished out the payback one.
Okay.
So those things are supposed to drop off your credit, right?
Yeah.
But after that second time, I was like, nah, I ain't fucking with this anymore. If I don't have the cash for it, if I don't have the money for it, then it's just not for me.
Right.
And
Right.
and so that's the life that I've been living. But unfortunately, companies want you to prove that you're a person via credit.
Right.
Your credit history is the only way to prove that you're a person moving around in the world. Um, and I am just like, well, I just won't do anything where I have to prove that I'm a person. And that's been okay so far. Um, but like, I don't know, late last year or something, every time I check my bank account, my bank's just like, "You want to apply for a card now?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "What about now?" And I'm like, "Remind me later. What about now?" And I don't do it. And one came through, and I was just like, "All right, I mean, let's see," because the last time I tried to check my credit history, I couldn't get some of my information because they thought I was my dead mother. So I was like, "Oh, this is all messed up." Okay,
Yo.
got it. And then these motherfuckers gave me a card within 45 minutes.
Yo.
And I was just like, "Are you sure you don't mean my dead mother?" And I'm like, "They definitely don't mean my dead mother. She was worse with money than I am." So, yeah, I'm just like, "I can't believe you do that." So I basically just put Lyft rides on it and then pay those off. And I'm like, "All right, well, I guess I'm building credit."
Yeah.
But then now I'm reading like, well, if you pay it off every month, then you're not even really building a history. So no one likes it when you do that. You got to let some sit there for a while and accrue interest so that you are a person. And I'm like, I don't need your interest to prove that I'm a person. I don't want your interest to prove that I'm a person.
I'm real, damn it. Okay.
I mean, geez. So I truly I'm still shocked every day that I open my wallet and I see that card in there. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
Hey, I don't get it either. I know they want us. I'm big on the powers of credit, but
Mhm.
I'm also very aware of how much it can work for or against you.
Right.
Um, my parents were very, very dope in this regard, in my opinion. Even though technically, I wouldn't say what they did was legal, but
Yeah, no, I understand that. I get that.
yeah, like I had great credit. I messed it up, but it's still good
Right.
now.
Mhm.
But both of my siblings also have great credit
Mhm.
because when we were all like minors, but old enough that we had like on the books jobs, my
Mhm.
parents opened up credit cards for us.
Oh my god, are you a person of color or a black family in America if your parents did not open some shit in your name?
Straight up, straight up. But here's the thing though. They did it with the goal of actually improving our credit.
Mhm.
So like they just put a bill on the card and they paid it every month. And they're like,
Right.
when you graduate college, I'm gonna just give you the credit card. It's your card. But now instead of you starting life with no credit history, you have a perfect credit history for the last 8 years. You know?
That's that is smart, but then you also have to hope that your child is able to pay, like, their bills. You have to
Right.
hope that they pick that skill up, which I definitely I
Right.
pay my bills, which is wild that it's bankruptcy twice. Uh, Both times I'm just like, "Hey, man, I couldn't like, that gallbladder had to go." I like, it was either me or the gallbladder, and it had to go.
And that's the thing. Like I've had issues once where like where Gabby got sick, so I had to like pay like shit on the card, and
Right,
like the card company hit me up. They're like, "Yo, so what we gonna do?" I was like, "I don't know, but I promise you, like now that she's good, like I'll actually try to pay this back." Like I don't know if I would have been motivated if my wife would have died,
right,
and I owed you credit card money. Like y'all wouldn't have been at the top of my list of priorities. You know,
right.
like my life is fully normal again. I'm very happy to say that. So yeah, let's talk it out. You know, like I'm in a good place.
What's a wild thing about dealing with credit that I always thought was so strange was, they don't wanna do anything with you until you are late. So if you see that you have a problem coming up and you call them and you're like, "Hey, I'm going to be," they're like, "Nah, we don't care. Just don't pay it, and then we'll come after you." Well, I'm like,
Right.
"But I don't want that ding. I just want you to know that this is what I can do and, whatever," and they're just like, "Nope." I'm like, "Okay, so then you're just not gonna get money for 3 months?" And they're like, "Talk to us after the 3 months. We don't care until that 3-month mark is when it kinda trips things." And I'm like, "That's wild that I'm trying to be responsible and y'all truly don't wanna fuck with me until I fuck up. What is happening?"
Seriously. Yeah, we need some hood like bank credit cards. We need
We
some.
we have those and they are horrible.
Yeah.
Also, like, yeah, they're terrible. I mean, I don't yeah, I'm not going to Uncle Rush for fucking credit.
Rush cards, baby.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I mean, I know Venmo has a credit card.
Oh yeah.
Um, I don't trust it. Uh,
No.
no, I don't. Mm-mm. Look, I started using Venmo, literally after, like, just the hassle and hassle and hassle of everybody using it and it being the only way to get paid for shows. Was I like, "Okay, fine." Like, when I joined Venmo, I joined on my desktop, and I told that to my friend, and he was like, "I didn't even know you could join Venmo on a desktop." And you can't anymore. They've since disabled that, but that's how begrudgingly I was like, "Well, can I do," and I'm like, "Well, why do I have to do it all on my phone? I do my bank, like, why can't I just look at it?" And they're just like, "Old lady, look here." So, I already don't trust it because it's making me use my phone for everything. And now they want me to, uh, get a credit card, and I'm like, "No, mm-mm." I know it I mm-mm. It seems like it's a secured credit card, which basically is just give us $500 and every month we may let you use your $500 to put gas in your car and then you pay it off and it does nothing for you.
That's it, baby.
So,
Welcome to the credit system.
yeah, and also everyone, I just want to make sure we all know that the credit all this credit history shit started in 1989.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, credit reports and credit like agencies keeping track and FICO and all that shit started in 89.
Why? Why 89?
Well, no, I'm just saying that was not that long ago.
Oh,
This
okay.
is not yeah, this is not the way of the fucking world. This is not this has not, like, been passed down from generation to generation to generation. This shit started when I was getting, like, a junior in high school, and I'm 49. So that's not you know what I mean?
By the way, fun
Like
fact:
yeah.
I went to your show on Sunday.
Oh,
Had
right.
had a great time there, and in the audience, I met two listeners who were like, "Hey, we're friends of Sha. We listen to the show. Want to
Mhm.
introduce ourselves?" But they said we are the people that give Sha financial information
Yes.
whenever Sha has financial questions.
Yep.
So I was
Yeah.
super appreciative of them because I was like, "Yo, listen, we don't know shit. So like, when you see us saying random shit and y'all correct us, like sincerely, we become better people. Thank you."
Yeah, exactly. I meant to point I think I saw you guys talking, and I was in a conversation, so I wasn't able to run over and go, every time that I say when we talk about financial stuff, and I'm like, "There is someone in my life who listens to this and works in finance." It was them. They were the ones.
They're like, "That's us." I was like, "Oh shit, thank you." We would have made terrible mistakes over the last year and a half without y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. It's them. It's them.
Oh man, it was a great moment. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Screw these credit card companies. Find one that you can pay off every month and that'll give you like cash back. So maybe you come up. I think that's how it works.
I guess so.
I
And
feel like
next
I'm.
week I was gonna say next week we'll discuss, unless it's down here and I just haven't seen it. Next week we'll discuss people who are ordering things online and using that weird credit/layaway thing where you can pay everything off in 4 payments. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah.
That's scary too. I'm like, no one's teaching the kids. I can't believe we're doing this all over again.
I've been using a credit card with cashback, so I feel like I've been making money every month. I make like $40 to $60 every month. I put everything
Wow.
that I'm supposed to pay
Mhm.
for the month on the card,
Right.
and I was like, I would have paid for this in cash, so I put it on the card. Then I pay it at the end of the month, and then
Mhm.
I get a quarterly like rebate, and it comes out to like $150. So I'm like, I think I'm making money.
I mean, I guess so. I don't have it in me to do that kind of research because I'm just truly shocked they gave me a fucking card. So now I'm like, I literally was like, "They are so stupid," for an hour, and then another hour, I was like, "Bitch, what are we getting?
We bag, baby.
Bitch, what is we getting? We ain't getting nothing but rides. That's all we're getting."
That's how it starts, baby. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. You're gonna be on Uber like first class or whatever their
Oh,
version of that
no.
is.
Also, only rides to comedy shows. It's basically my comedy credit card.
Holla. So you
So,
losing money for sure.
yeah.
That's what it
Oh,
is.
absolutely. Yeah. I don't know yet if I have done a show where I took a ride there and back and the pay was just like, "This ought to take care of it." And I'm like, "It will not. I live deep in Bushwick, but I appreciate you."
Oh man. Target is ramping up discounts. Here's why. Target is stuck with too much home decor and too many TVs. To clear out the gut, it will ramp up discounts. The retail giant said Tuesday that it would mark down prices on some bigger ticket items that consumers have pulled back on purchasing and cancel pending orders from suppliers. It's a sharp reversal from much of the past 2 years where discounts were scarce and supply constraints meant consumers couldn't often find what they wanted. Stores and brands were able to sell merchandise at full price to consumers who had built up savings while staying home during the pandemic. They were eager to
Mhm.
spend big on their homes and wardrobes. Bang.
Yep. So go on out there, find somebody in the aisle for a television at
That's it,
Target,
baby. You want that
'cause
70 inch? Now is the time, baby.
yeah,
Cover up your
absolute
whole
I
wall.
think everyone needs to definitely stock up on these things and make sure that you've got all of your upgrades, ready in your house, because when you get COVID for the 2nd or 3rd time and you've gotta lock your ass in again, now you don't have to worry about that shit.
That's it. Become a
Yeah.
YouTuber, you know?
Since now yeah, exactly. Do all of those things. All those things that you were barely trying to figure out, like, really now we got a little, like, intel. We know how to do it. Fucking do it up.
Yo, I'm ready. Real talk shot. I kind of wasted the first quarantine. I want another one. I'm ready.
Only you would say that. Well, it was a stressful quarantine, so I understand if maybe your brain wasn't in how to build up, the AV section of my house.
Yo, let's run it back. I got so much shit that I want to get done right now. You know, got to patch up some in my roof real quick. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
got
mean,
work to do.
yeah, absolutely, now's the time to do that because stuff will be so much cheaper, I guess, and while everybody's outside, um, catching COVID, and so I
Oh
oh my
man, let's
gosh,
get it
yeah,
done.
and apparently everyone wants to, like, be in the streets and then dress up for it. And Target just bought a bunch of sweats because that's all. Because a year and a half ago, everyone was like, I'm never wearing a bra again. What do I need with high heels? Only sweats from now on. And now someone's like, well, I mean, I guess if you go outside, great. I'm going outside in the worst outfits I have. I don't even know what my body does anymore, but I know that low rise jeans are back.
Go figure. I
And
don't
yeah.
understand that. I feel like we all made a decision that like, yo, this looks like attractive, but it's very like uncomfortable. I didn't
Well,
hear like women like clamoring for them to return.
yeah, well, the thing is that it's been beaten to our heads for so long about what is fashion wise and what is in and what's out of fashion, and um, even if you don't want to, if you go shopping, since the stores have decided that's what's hot, that's all there is.
Yeah,
And so a lot of people wear a lot of stuff that they may not in their heart truly love, but they're just like, I mean, this is what's hot, this is what everyone's doing, and that kind of thing. So even if right now you wanted to just be all sweats all the time, now is kind of the time to stock up because I guarantee in a while you're not going to find that shit anywhere. And they're going to demand that you wear something with terrible sleeves. Oh my God, women's fashion went through a horrible sleeve moment from like 2014 to 2016. The worst sleeves. Nothing was practical. Everything was huge and puffy in a way that you couldn't put a jacket on over it. And you could not find a plain shirt anywhere. And I was new to New York and I was just like, oh, I brought my little flimsy clothes, but I need to find other clothes. And everything had like sleeves with the elbows out or just one shoulder or like horrible stuff. And I was like, how am I going to get dressed in this city? This is terrible. And I'm not talking like in fancy boutiques. I'm talking like Old Navy.
nah,
And
that's
Old Navy, and
madness.
honestly, Old Navy and Target right now got y'all out here looking like sister wives with all these floral dresses with these weird seams all the way. These tiered dresses, you all look nuts. Even if it is supposed to be comfortable, it's terrible. So that's a problem that I'm having is just, and I've always had of just like, I don't like whatever this trend is. How do I find clothes
Yeah,
that I can wear that I enjoy? Hi, hi, hi.
telling you, come to the
I'm
Dickie side, Shy.
Oh, well, no, Dickies really wanna look cute, and Dickies ain't really for looking cute, or I don't have enough of a Dickies body. Do you know what
Nah,
I
I
mean?
get it. I get it. I do always look like I just finished changing the boiler. So
Right.
like I fit
Yeah,
that vibe. Like I got that.
which could be sexy, I mean, with
Yeah.
the right belt, right?
Yeah,
I don't know, yeah, like,
yeah.
I mean, if I was putting in a new boiler while wearing heels, perhaps, but,
Amen.
and that honestly has kind of been my aesthetic for a while, for many times in my life have I just looked like, well, look at that sexy mechanic because I had on a mechanic shirt. Shout out to Ray because I bought a shirt that said had a name tag on it, Ray. I think he worked at Stone Mountain Ford Peugeot, and he
Okay.
got rid of a lot of shirts because I saw somebody else at the club with the same shirt on, and I was like, "Did you go to the Value Village on like?" They did, and that's I guess near where Ray lived and dumped all his shirts.
Look at Ray out here changing fashion.
Yeah, Ray had a lot of ladies wearing his shirts in the mid '90s in Atlanta.
My man Ray, yo, wherever you at, yo, you a legend.
Anyway, as soon as we quit recording, I am literally going to run barefooted to Target because you said discounts. So,
Amen. Let's do it. In other news, the new Chevrolet Bolt will be the cheapest electric vehicle in the U.S. General Motors announced Wednesday that it's cut the price of the most affordable Chevrolet Bolt to just $26,595, making it
ooh,
yeah, making it the cheapest electrical vehicle in the U.S. The Bolt's new price slightly undercuts the electric Nissan Leaf, which was going for an suggested retail price of 27 for the Bolt's price has fallen 27% from the 2020 model, which sold for $36,620. GM's electric vehicle push has been hampered by recall of both batteries, which led to the supplier LG paying it $1.9 billion last year. A series of fires triggered the recall, which was among the most expensive ever on a per vehicle basis. So they halted the bolt and brought it back better than ever, baby, and a
That's
new
good.
cheap price. I like this.
I mean, I guess should we just accept car fires, an increase in car fires in our life if we're going to be doing electric? Like there was always a chance of it, with gasoline, duh, sure.
Right,
But I feel like electric, I mean, not that I'm not saying that they happen more often,
right.
but it just seems like when you get an electric car, you're just like, this is it. I'm saving the planet. And then when that bitch explodes, you're like, what the? I'm just trying to save the planet. If I was going to do this, I would have just gone with a combustible. It's literally in the name, combustible.
Yo, low key, I kind of like cars turning on fire
Hmm.
was like really like close to like anvils and like quicksand to me in the list of things that I thought was gonna happen more growing up.
Okay. All
Like
right.
I watch cartoons and like I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like when I get older, my car's gonna be on fire every now and then. Like I just thought that was part of life. Like I just assumed
Every
it.
now and then.
Yo, like again, perspective of like an 8-year-old watching TV, and
Right.
all of his shows is cartoons, and
Mm-hmm.
like the edgiest show was like Ninja Turtles, and they had cars on fire all the time in the background while they was
Right.
like fighting, foot soldiers. So
Okay.
to me, like I was like, oh, that just must be a thing. Like you walk around parts of New York and there's a car on fire, and I was like, I'm in the hood, I never see cars on fire, so there must be a part of the hood in New York where like there's just rampant cars on fire, and it balances out.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
it made sense to me. I was like, oh, like my block got no cars on fire. There's got to be a block with like 8 cars on fire
Right.
because the Ninja
I
Turtles keep drawing them.
Now, quick question: what time frame were the Ninja Turtles like based in?
I believe they were present time in terms of the
Okay.
cartoon,
All
and
right.
the cartoon, if I'm correct, ran from like 89 to like 96.
Right. Okay. Because I always got the sense, and I don't know where I got this from because I never watched the cartoon, but I always got the sense that these Ninja Turtles existed in like a 70s New York. So,
Oh,
like, I thought that they existed in a time. Like, I'm not surprised to hear that there are a lot of car fires, but I also expected to hear like, and then the landlords were also burning the buildings to get the people out, like in the Bronx. Like I thought it was like Ed Koch, New York. It was when these Ninja Turtles existed.
you thought they was with the Get Down, like?
Yeah, I thought I thought it was just Ninja Turtles and then Guardian Angels and then like I don't know how I thought this, but
That's
that
awesome.
was just a thing that I decided at some point that I've never actually vocalized until now. But in my brain, I guess if someone were to ask me, "Hey, when did the Ninja Turtles happen?" And I'm like, I don't know, like 70s New York, right? Like Son of Sam and shit. And
Yeah, yo,
and
I love that idea.
because it seems like that would be the only time that the city would be like, yeah, of course there are four huge, weird, radioactive turtles that eat pizza and save us from ourselves.
And not only that they existed, that the like stopping them wasn't top like issue. Like we'll get to
Yeah,
that. We got burning buildings in the Bronx,
you're
B.
right.
Like we got other
Exactly. There
shit
was
going on.
just so much happening that's how we were able to cede the care of the city to these turtles.
Straight up. Yeah,
And it
Dinkins would have
feels
shut that shit down.
it really does feel like yeah, well hopefully he would have. Um yeah, it really did feel like 70s New York is the time when we would have let that kind of shit slide.
Now that's fair. I
Yeah.
will say I always felt that April O'Neil's yellow jumpsuit wasn't 90s. I thought
Mm.
it was more 70s or 80s.
I mean, I bet the idea happened I bet whoever came up with it in the 70s.
Yeah, go figure.
or
Right.
came of age in, like, the '70s, and, like, that's their point of reference, and they were like, "You know what would've made this better instead of constant, uh, blackouts? If there were 4 huge turtles named after artists who could
Oh
come and
man.
save me."
Shouts to marijuana. Does amazing things.
What? I don't smoke.
Not
That's
you,
the
but whoever created that show.
Yeah, that's true, but you gotta admit that, thinking that that's when the time frame of the Ninja Turtles was the '70s is some stoner-like behavior.
No, you
Um
sold me, Sha. I that's the only way I see it now.
I mean, if we're gonna keep rebooting shit over and over and you guys are gonna continue to talk about these goddamn turtles, let's put them in different times, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they did it in a horrible movie, but they
Right.
went too far. They didn't go like 70s New York. They went to like I think it was like 1500s like Japan or
Yeah,
something. That
I
was
I
insane.
had a feeling they would probably do something like that, but I mean, let's see it when it makes sense. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I love 70s New York idea. That is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Come on, the Ninja Turtles and Serpico? Let's do it. Come on, what are we doing? We fucking around now. Let's do it.
Oh man. I'm so on board for this. I want this so bad.
We wa
I want to see like them like pop into like a Yankee game, you know? Go see like Reggie Jackson hitting home runs
Oh
and
god,
doing like drunk.
Reggie
Oh man, I love all
Jackson.
this.
I have
Reggie
not
like
thought
drinking
about
after
the
the game
name
heavy.
I have not thought about the name Reggie Jackson in years.
He had a candy bar, right? Am I
He
bugging?
did. I think he did. I feel like I see him like swinging a drawing, like a cartoon of him swinging on a candy bar wrapper.
Yeah, like I know Babe Ruth, I know Clark. For some reason I feel like there was a Reggie Jackson candy bar, but admittedly I can't remember. I don't know. That's gonna be a weird Google search I do later. It happens.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. If you know offhand, troops and correspondents, if y'all know, holler at us and let us know.
In other news, Wendy's is finally selling a highly anticipated Frosty flavor. That's right. Wendy's is adding a new Frosty to its lineup, and it's the first new flavor in over 3 years. Beginning Monday, strawberry Frosties are on the
That makes
U.S. menu for a limited time.
all the sense in the world.
You on board
That
with
really
this?
does. Yeah, yeah. That makes all kinds of sense. They've been
I'm with
fucking
it.
around, actually. What else have they been doing? What other flavors did they have?
It was exclusively, I believe, chocolate for most of the time.
Yes,
They added
right.
vanilla 3 years ago, which I thought was insane that that's not how it started. Like you
Right.
literally have that and you flavor it,
Yeah.
you know? So I never understood that logic.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, strawberry I think is a great one. Apparently it was a hit in Canada. So they've added it to the US menu. It's temporary only. And for those of you that are vanilla fans, it'll actually be replacing vanilla for the 3 weeks. But vanilla
Mm,
will come back after the promo.
okay.
Yeah.
Yo, that strawberry frosty's gonna hit when you dip your fries in it, because that's
Yo,
yeah, that's the way to do it.
yeah. I'm on board with this.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Good for you, Wendy. Okay.
Straight up. The
Yeah, I'm a
diabetic
little
in me is very excited.
yeah, okay. Well, don't excite the diabetic. Don't do that. Tell him to go back to sleep. We don't want him up rubbing his hands together. We don't need that at all.
Oh yeah, this is awesome. I'm fully on board with this. I'm still like my only issue with Wendy's, real talk. I think they are a peak fast food chain, but I am
Okay.
blown away that they still don't have a milkshake.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Frosty was their concession for that. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
like
Where they were
they
just
were
like,
anti dessert. I feel like, and they're like, "All right,
"Yeah, we're
fine, we'll do
not gonna,"
this."
but, I think Wendy's whole thing was they were as close to, like, a more of a home cooking type of thing.
Yeah,
Like, their burgers were not just, like, quick burgers, but they were, like, big burgers, and then they had chili,
yeah. I rock
which
with the
by
chili.
yeah, the chili I worked at a Wendy's for, like, I don't know, a month or so one summer, and, would still go back to that, or I still go back to that Wendy's.
Okay.
I if it was still I don't know if it's still there. That was so many years ago. I worked yeah, but, yeah, and do you remember I don't know if you saw it because, as I've mentioned here, the way that New Yorkers experience fast food restaurants is so subpar compared to the rest of the country, because the restaurants are so much bigger and everything. But do you remember the Super Bar? The Wendy's
Super
had
bar.
had like a food bar.
No.
It wasn't just a salad bar. Though they did part of it was a salad bar, but then part of it was just like pasta
What?
with red sauce or yeah. So they were like trying to like feed you. So you'd order like your burger if you wanted a burger, you'd go up to the counter like you normally would. But if you wanted, to go to the Wendy's Super Bar, they you'd order that and they'd give you a plate, like a bowl, and then you go and you get whatever you want off the Super Bar.
Nah, are you for real?
I am for real, and I absolutely trust that one of our troops or correspondents is going to back me up on this
A
because
Wendy's super
I
bar.
loved it. Yeah, look up old Wendy's in the 80s. And then they also were those first restaurants to have like that brown slightly frosted glass in the
Right.
front, right? So then you'd get your little super bar pasta and shit, and then you'd go sit like almost out in the sun, but not really underneath that brown glass. Yo, that was a charmed life.
Yeah, I just entered Wendy's Super Bar, and
Hmm.
I just the first result I get is commercial for Wendy's Super Bar, 1988.
Yeah.
Yo.
See? And that was a year before credit started. So
Can't have all good things, okay?
yeah,
You want to
yeah.
buy a house, it's gonna cost you some. Super bars, okay?
Yeah, man. Because I absolutely remember going there. And then I remember they ripped them out. I feel like there was a time whenever the salad bar was introduced that everybody was trying to cram a salad bar and everything.
Right, right.
But Wendy's feels like the only fast food restaurant that like did it fairly successfully and added other stuff to it.
Yo, that's what's up, man. That
Yeah.
redhead is cool.
Yeah, yeah.
How's
So
peace, though?
I'm all for the strawberry frosty. I probably won't eat it because lactose, but I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good.
Oh, question. Since you worked at a Wendy's,
Yes.
um, is there like so? There's been rumors. I've never been able to talk to a Wendy's employee about this. Is does the chili ever finish?
What do you mean?
Like I've always so this is my theory, and I've seen similar people like other people have similar thoughts
Mhm.
that the chili never finishes because you just pour more stuff on the top. You know what I'm saying?
What, you
Like
just keep adding stuff on top of the pot of chili?
yeah, like when the chili's running like halfway, yo, just do more chili. Like I feel like I've been having the same chili pot from like '94 at my Wendy's, and it's just
That's a
ongoing chili.
very good question. Now, the meat in the chili are for burgers that were cooked, but orders were never made for them. So you
Right?
just throw a couple of extra patties on, you cook those up, you chop them up real small, and then you put that aside for the chili. Um, I feel like you did throw away chili.
Okay. So like the end of the
I
day, they
normally
dumped
was
the
there in
chili.
the opening, but I don't think there was just a never-ending bowl of chili. I feel like I mean, of course, it's fast food, so they probably worked on it for like 2 days. I'm sure there's
I'll
like
take that.
two-day-old
Okay.
chili, but yeah, you definitely because there was chili mix and stuff,
Okay.
so that you could start a brand new pot of chili, but there was always chili ready because you never knew. Also, they used to sell baked potatoes.
Yeah,
I'm
they still
telling you.
do. They still do.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay, so then, people they'd want chili on the baked potatoes, and I don't know, maybe they have chili cheese fries and all that kinda shit. So, the chili was being doled out throughout the day.
Right.
It wasn't just, like, waiting for people to order a bowl, but there was fresh chili.
Okay. That was my only concern. I enjoyed the chili when I was
Mhm.
feeling like I was being like too unhealthy. I would do a chili. I felt like it was like, you got some beans, you got some protein. I'm not having fries and a milkshake. I'm gonna have chili.
Okay, I mean, I guess that counts. It's just wild to hear someone say, "When I felt like I was being unhealthy, I made a pivot to chili."
Hell
Like,
yeah.
that doesn't
It's a high fiber, high protein food.
I mean, I guess so.
You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
mean, when you break it down like that, sure. But
Amongst
it's
the
not
things
good
at
for, like, a
Wendy's,
tummy ache.
I feel like amongst Wendy's menu, like it's low key healthy.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Like I
Yeah, I
think the
guess
only
so,
negative
compared.
is I would assume it's super high in like sodium, but like the
Oh,
rest
for
of it,
sure.
right? I feel like the rest of it though works. But like I was always concerned that like yo like this chili bowl's been running for like 30 years. Like
No,
there's
no,
no
no.
way that they got some dude out there like just stirring the pot, starting a new chili in the morning. I can't see that.
Yeah.
I feel
No,
like they
I mean,
leave it
like
plugged in and some dude shows up. He's like, "Oh, we had 3/4. Yo, dump some burgers in this joint. Let's go."
yeah,
Just
no.
don't reach in too deep because those burgers in the bottom, they
Yeah, you
older
don't
than
want those.
us.
Yeah, and so, no, they do, like now again, my information is, like, based on the '80s, so definitely consider the source, but they didn't, like now, it wasn't like a first thing in the morning, I'm sure it was just like they bring out the chili from last night, start to heat it up. There's some odd smell, and they go, "Let's clean that out and make a new pot of chili," you know? But new pots were made, yes.
Okay, okay, I
Yeah.
appreciate that because I needed that for my heart. Like I've been worried for years. I would order chili more often if I knew that. Being honest, you know,
Yeah, if anyone else could back me up on that, though,
yeah,
that would be helpful because
sincerely,
I feel like that it wasn't just a never-ending bowl. I've never heard that. That's very funny.
straight up. Because I would
I
like
mean,
sub out. Like I would like if I got a burger instead of fries, I would sub it out for the chili. That way, like I
oh,
get a healthier thing. Right,
do
it's
you?
higher.
That is a lot of salt.
It is, but so is the French fries.
Yeah, I guess, but
So at least I'm not having just like a ton of carbs. I'm getting some fiber and protein, and
on
I'm
top.
actually full. And then I just get like a water, and I'm having like a healthy-ish meal. You
Mm.
know, like I could do like the chili with like a chicken sandwich.
I think it's the pairing of chili with a sandwich that gets me.
Really? You wouldn't do like
Yeah,
a chicken sandwich with like a chili?
no, I don't really like chili, but chili is like a lot.
It
You know
is.
what I mean? It's meat and beans, and then like that it's a thick sauce. Like that's a lot to then put something else. I feel like chili is like the star of its show.
Not for
Anything that
me.
is with chili is like always a supporting act. And it's
Okay.
always something that is to help soothe your stomach after the turmoil that is chili.
Hmm.
So to do chili with a chicken sandwich is insane to me because
Like
that's two different. That's like your stomach going, "What the fuck? We are prepped for chili. We are in chili prep." I have on my chili uniform. We have the chili like acid here to break that down. Now you're throwing me chicken. That's a whole nother crew. I gotta call in people to handle the chicken part.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. For me, like I always view chili like David Boreanaz. You know, like it could star on TV, but it can't quite make it to the movies. You
Oh,
know,
wow. Oh,
so
man.
like I appreciate your work. You know, and then some people view you as just as big of a star. You probably got friends from high school that's like, yo, you should have made it. You know, and you did make it overall, but you can't do movies. So that's what I
Wow,
feel
we're
about chili. Like in a rough patch year, it could star in like a B movie. It could be the center of a sad meal. You know, that's why it comes with the little crackers.
oh, man.
But
I'm so sorry, Angel. We're so sorry to do that to you. I absolutely understand what you're
that's what I'm
saying,
saying. You push the
but
crackers to the side, you put it next to a good chicken sandwich. Now it's a
yeah,
real
I
meal.
think I don't know what's the side there, you know what I mean? Like, using a chicken sandwich as a side to chili is wild.
I think it's the other
Thinking
way.
of chili thinking of chili as a side to anything is because it's just so heavy, it's probably heavier than whatever it was that you're putting it on the side of.
Right.
So, to me, that's too much.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah,
Also,
and
I
don't get
heavily
me.
fuck with bones, by the way. Like I'm a David
Yeah, no,
Boreanaz fan.
clearly,
You know,
clearly,
like
you have very strong opinions about how far he should have gotten in his career,
hell
so
yeah.
oh, you must be a fan.
I wish he went further, but I understand. In other news, Burger King has a Pride Whopper
Mm.
with two equal buns. Huh? That's right. Burger King's new hamburger to celebrate Pride Month has caused quite the stir on social media. The fast food giant's Austrian stores will be serving a Pride Whopper with 2 equal buns, either 2 top buns or 2 bottom buns,
Oh,
until
give me
June
a
20th
fucking
to promote equal love and equal rights, Sha. The company said on its Instagram post last week. Burger King said in the post that the new burger's little twist is meant to put a smile on our faces and to remind us to treat each other with respect and peace.
Okay, have you ever seen 2 tops have sex? It's just that both of them standing there looking at each other like, but no, I'm the top. Don't do that to my goddamn sandwich. What are we doing?
It happens,
Yeah,
yo.
just when it happens organically, naturally, you accidentally get 2 top buns, you're just like, "Ha ha, that's funny. Don't make that part of it." And then say it's for pride.
Oh man, yo, real
That's
talk. Like,
weird and lazy.
yeah, I agree. This is like a low hanging fruit idea,
Yes.
but I do feel like there was like a gay guy in this board meeting. He was like, "Eh, fuck it. Let's fuck around. Let's see if somebody calls us out on it." Like, I feel like they got one cosign in the group that was like, "Nah,
I
I think this
feel
is
like
funny."
they turn to the guy and they're like, "Huh?" And he's like, "I mean, y'all are gonna do what you're gonna do." Like, there's no way who signed off on this.
Like, I don't think it was his idea, but I think like, it's cute, sure. Like, can we pick like y'all want 2 tops and 2 bottoms? How
I
does that
guess
work?
I guess each sandwich should honestly say if it's tops or bottoms.
Yeah,
Now we're really getting into the minutia of like, how do we? I don't know. Is there? That's so. ugh.
I feel like 2 bottoms is just the patty melt.
No, to me, a patty melt is 2 pieces of toast. Now that's a completely different orientation.
Oh man, y'all got too much going on over there, Burger
Now
King.
what are we doing?
Just make good
I feel
sandwiches, B.
yeah. Just make the sandwich and then say Happy Pride and let's keep it
Yeah,
going. Quit with 2 top, but get out of
that's
here.
it. You know, people from the LGBTQ community, I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
they just appreciate good service. They
Yeah,
don't want all these
yeah.
silly games, B. Just give them a good burger when they ask for a burger. I mean,
These silly
that's
games.
it. What is this nonsense, B? Yeah, I just came in for a burger. I don't need all this
Yeah, what pressure.
trivializing my life struggles. I mean, with these freaking upside down sandwiches.
And look, I tell you what, if y'all just burn the buns on Black History Month, I'm torching all your restaurants down.
Oh
That
man,
said, I did get a croissant from like a place, yes, like a I don't know, some place that sells croissants or whatever. And it was a black guy who picked out one for me and I was like, "Oh, thanks for giving me the light-skinned one." And he just started laughing. But now I don't want him to think that I'm a colorist. It's a lot. You see what I mean? All I needed was breakfast and I made it weird.
that's it.
So
It's over.
that's how I know for sure it's a weird thing to do.
Oh man, which I'm really, really hoping to see an article in the next month of the manager that got fired because he suggested that they go to Burger King for Pride.
Right.
Like, I know it's, it's some stupid people out there. Oh man, good luck to y'all. Burger King, you the trap, man. I respect it. You got to weed these people
Uh,
out, catch them sleeping. You know, they get lazy, they expose themselves.
oh my
Burger King laying
god.
the trap out for y'all right there. I love it.
I
You know what? Keep
mean,
doing this. Keep acting silly with stuff like this. See how people
I
respond.
guess so. Yeah, this is a wild idea, but I'm also kind of not surprised it's Burger King. They do make a good burger though.
Respect. Word up.
They do make a good burger.
The Mona Lisa has been caked in an attempted vandalism stunt. That's right, Sha. This is from your world. The Mona Lisa was the subject of an attempted vandalism last week when a visitor to the world famous Louvre Museum in Paris smeared frosting all over the Renaissance era painting's protective glass. The man, who appeared to wear a wig in videos of the incident shared on social media, approached the painting in a wheelchair before throwing a piece of cake at the artwork, according to a statement from the Louvre. videos. I might be saying that wrong, but I think I'm right.
Oh, yeah, hold on, I'm looking at it. Wait, where is it? At the Louvre?
The Louvre. There you go. The
The
Louvre.
Louvre,
Yeah,
and I think I'm putting too much of a stank on it, but the Louvre. I like to do that when it's an R-E at the end of a French word, I just like the "rah" at the
Oh,
end, but
okay.
yeah, at the Louvre.
The Louvre. I like that.
Yeah,
Yo, low key, the
um
Louvre sound dope though. I want to go to the Louvre.
oh, yeah, it's got a lot of stuff. It's got a lot of stuff in it, like, for example, a caked on Mona Lisa, which when you said the Mona Lisa got caked, I immediately thought, "Oh, she got cakes?" Like she's sitting on a fat ass, and I was like, "No, no, no, Shalewa, remember someone threw cake on it." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's right."
Mona Lisa by Meg The Stallion. All right, it's a
Right,
new single coming
exactly.
out, baby.
I mean, Beyonce did shoot that, Ape Shit video at the Louvre,
There you go. That's
with
big
her and
time, man.
Jay
Yo,
standing.
shouts to them for making that happen. The
Yeah,
man,
yeah, they shut
36.
down a
I'm gonna do that one day. I'm gonna shut down a local museum. It's gonna be very small. It's gonna be in a
a very
Bushwick
small
apartment.
museum, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna shut down the Transit Museum,
They're
the New York Transit Museum.
gonna give me
Actually,
a
that's not
whole
a bad
half hour.
idea.
But yes, it will be
Yeah.
epic. Uh, to visit a simulated a disability in order to use a wheelchair to approach the work, which was installed in a security display case. The Louvre, the Louvre,
Louvre.
the Louvre, there we go,
Uh-huh.
applied its usual procedures for people with reduced mobility, allowing them to admire the major work of art. While standing near the painting, this individual threw a pastry he had hidden in his personal belongings at the Mona Lisa's glass case. This act had no effect on the painting, which was not damaged in any way. A spokesperson clarified that visitors in wheelchairs are allowed to move in front of other museum goers to better see the work.
'Cause it's little. It's not that big. It's kinda small.
Yeah, how big is it? I've always gotten the impression it
I
was
I have
huge.
not been to the Louvre. Hopefully, I can fix that within the next year or whatever, but, it's not huge. It's, just it is a reasonable size painting for an apartment.
Okay,
So, yeah, so if you were to look up pictures of people in the Louvre trying to see it, and it's, like, in the background, it's not that big. It's big enough that this dude was able to stand up and throw, like, cake at it, but it is encased in glass so that nobody fucks with it.
right, right.
You know what I mean? So they had to wipe that stuff off the glass, but the painting itself is still safe.
Okay,
Um, did he ever say why he did it?
I don't
I
believe
don't think
so. He's
so.
36. He out here smearing cakes all over the fine pieces of art. I'm assuming
I
that'll come
mean,
out at like a trial or something.
oh, sure, yeah. It's just such a weird, I mean, it's, whatever, fine. Do your thing, Banksy. I mean, Anksy. Imma call him Anksy because he ain't Banksy. Um,
They when they
so, yeah, that's just, I guess. I don't know. It's such a weird thing, but now, I mean, I I wonder if they're because I mean, there are security guards on it, like, they got 2 dudes, like, standing next to it, and this guy managed to throw cake.
That's
So now I
solid aim,
wonder.
yo. He could have been pitching in baseball.
That's true. I guess so, depending on how far, but he also knew to fake like he needed a wheelchair to get up close. Because if he was just standing, he wouldn't be able to get that close.
Right.
So he figured out how to get closer. So I mean, he did some research, but also, I mean, is he, like, being jumped in a club or something? Like, why did he have to do that? It feels like such a thing for a movie, like a weird movie about a wasn't there already one of those, like a, scavenger hunt, or you had to do weird shit on a list? There was a movie
Yeah,
about
there was like
that?
a digital movie like that recently. Like it
Oh,
was
okay,
like a
but that's
phone
what it
game.
feels like some sort of, I mean, look, not even the Jackass boys mess with the Mona
Yeah,
Lisa.
B. That shit crazy.
So,
The
I mean, not that they haven't tried, I bet they're gonna try now.
in the past, the Mona Lisa was stolen by an employee of the Louvre in 1911. So
Really?
yeah, apparently, and the bottom of the canvas suffered an acid attack in the 50s, leading to the museum to beef up the protective measures surrounding the work, including the bulletproof glass. And in 2009, a woman angrily threw a ceramic cup at the painting, breaking the cup, but leaving the painting unharmed. Respect. That sounds like a brag right there. I like that.
What is wrong? Why y'all so mad at Mona
For
Lisa?
real. She ain't do
What's
nothing
she
to
do to
y'all.
y'all? What's going on? Who hurt? What did she do to hurt you? Who did she? That bitch just sitting there minding her business, barely smiling, and
Seriously.
y'all trying throwing stuff at her.
Just because nobody won't paint you, you know what I mean?
Someone will paint. Yeah,
Somebody will
someone will
paint you.
paint you.
Get on
Become a
Instagram. I
model
promise
in
you
a
there's some
class.
terrible dude that's willing to paint you.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. There's always someone willing to do something terrible for you and be that painting or taking your money or whatever. Whatever. I'm a pessimist, but I just don't understand why everybody's so mad at the Mona Lisa. I mean, I would be mad if I got there if I didn't already know that it was little. Like,
Right.
I'm glad I found out that it wasn't that big before I got a chance. Like, I'd love to go over there and see it, but I'm also just kind of like,
That's it.
well, if I miss it, then I miss it because I know it's like the size of a dorm room poster. So so if I had a poster of Depeche Mode that was bigger than the Mona Lisa, I'll just be like, all right, where are your Depeche Mode artworks? I guess I don't know.
Oh man. Finally, a trial notebook is up for auction from the Depp versus Heard case. Includes unseen reactions of jurors. That's right. Anyone trying to get their hand on something related to the Johnny Depp versus the Amber Heard trial will love this. One man's courtroom notes. Larry Foreman tells CMZ he took a trip from Kentucky to the Fairfax County Courthouse in Virginia to sit in on the trial and decided to jot down his thoughts and observations just for his own personal memories. Larry says it was supposed to be a one-time thing, but friends convinced him to keep going back and writing more notes. The notebook has about 20 pages per day and covers days 23 through 26 of the trial. What's interesting is it doesn't just recall what was said in court, but it shows something the cameras couldn't: reactions from jurors. The current bid is at over $14,000, but the sale isn't final yet. It'll actually be finalized right around the time of the release of this episode. So if you hear about this and you wanted it, my bad, but at least you heard about it. I don't know if any of our listeners got that kind of spare money, but respect if you do, you know.
Oh, and please do something better with it if you do.
Real
Don't
talk.
don't
Yeah,
don't
yo.
don't get this thing.
Me,
What, why do I want the scribblings of a dude who went to this fucking thing just to watch?
yo, this.
Why would I want that? It was everywhere. They had live. I don't give a fuck what Joe Blow thought over in the peanut gallery. What the I don't care. Why would you think I want to know what you thought about what is ultimately a terrible situation
Yo,
all around? Why would I want your views?
you haven't seen how good of an artist he is, though, Sha.
I don't think was he drawing or was he just writing down his
Nah,
thoughts?
it's mostly random stuff. There's some like really, really terrible scribblings every now and then, but yeah, no, it's
Oh
definitely.
yeah, no. If you aren't even an artist and it's just you writing down, well, shit, I could do that. Get me a composition notebook. I'll make up something. Ooh.
Oh man, yeah, yo, I'm gonna just start going to every trial now and just start drawing in the back. I'm gonna just come out with my own notebook series after every case.
I mean, I'll do it, but everybody will be stick figures. And honestly, they would have to really kick me out of there like after hours because it takes me a long time to draw these stick figures.
I've
And
never been to like a major trial like thing. Like, is the audience that light that you could just be like, yo, I'm just coming in to draw real quick on his notebook? I thought it was like jam with like family.
um no, it's not always jammed with family. Um but you can go and watch. Like I have not luckily have not spent a lot of time in courtrooms,
Yeah.
but I know that I've been in like say traffic court and there are people who just go and watch cuz that's like never ending it feels like.
Yo, low
But
key,
yeah,
I'm about to make this my whole job now.
you could just go. I'm a little surprised. I see that it was just 3 days for him. I'm a little surprised that he got the clearance to be in there for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying. How
because
you keep
it
getting in?
feels like that particular one, there are press people that are in there. There are maybe family members, but maybe not everybody has family like that to be having it jam packed. Um, but yeah, you could just go and if I'm not mistaken, and someone please set me straight, you could go in and just kind of watch things progress. again, I mean, I guess you can if he was able to do it, but that seemed like such a big case
Yeah, I didn't
that
think
they
he'd be
would
able
be
to keep
kind of
getting in.
picky, but maybe not. Maybe it's just a matter of going down there and just being like, "I wanna watch this thing," and they're like, "Alright, well, we've got room."
Right,
You know, because
it's
I
my legal
mean,
right. Like you gotta
yeah,
let me
you
in.
got yeah, you're able it's open to the it's open to the public.
Go
So
figure.
you could go down there and watch it, absolutely.
Low key,
But
cheapest way to see Johnny Depp.
no, that's terrible. Don't do that. What a terrible way, and you're getting a terrible Depp. You're getting a terrible Depp. So,
Oh
what
man. If
what
you
a
would
shitty
like
situation.
Gaston and Shalewa's drawings on your local court cases, all you gotta do is like and subscribe to the show, baby. If you are an Apple, a Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You haven't seen how good Shalewa's stick figure game is. Okay. You don't understand. Okay. You'll get incredible detail about what's happening in the case through each one of those sticks.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Every stick talks.
5 stars. You know how we do. What you think comedy's all we do? No. We would have given you incredible insight, line by line breakdowns, and in beautiful drawings. We would have broken down comic book form. It'd be incredible. That's right. And going
Yeah.
straight to market. We'd have put it on eBay and we would have scanned copies for the Patreon.
Wow, scanned copies for the Patreon.
That's how we do, baby.
That's merch.
Top
Scanned
tier
copies
merch.
for the Patreon.
If you have any articles you'd like us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. With all that said, I am future hood stenographer Gastor Almonte. You know what I mean? Always with courtroom artist Shalewa Sharpe. This has been the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.